The title of today's video is somewhere in between. This video is for those of you who the Lord has in that in-between space or season, like transition season. And those of you who are in this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you're not where you once were, but you're not yet where the Lord is calling you to, right? You're in that you're in that transition. And a lot of people can get stuck in transition because if you have a lack of perspective on where God has you, you could end up getting frustrated and angry, just like the devil wants you to, and end up going back to the old you, the old version, thinking, okay, maybe you heard God wrong, all this other stuff. But no, baby, you heard God right. Okay. So what you need to do when you're in that in-between season is really just even increase your time with the Lord and ask him to give you his perspective on where you are. Because if you don't have his perspective on where you are, or taking on that likeness of what he needs you to, seeing things through his lenses, you definitely can get frustrated or discouraged and end up being stuck where you are or going back where you once were. And we don't got time to be going back. Okay. So you got to sit before the Lord and really see, like, what is it that he wants you to learn out of where you are currently? Because I'm in that somewhere in between season 2 where the Lord has me basically at a little bit of a pit stop. And I'll take like my new job, for example. I've been working, today was my 4th day, and God has me working in a fast food industry. It's not really like, it's not bad, but, I can tell just by the way of how I'm getting to work, from different things that I'm dealing with when I'm at work, is like the devil really trying his hardest to get me frustrated to where I end up quitting. And that's just a sign to me that makes me happy. And let me tell you why it makes me happy, because it means that I'm exactly where God needs me to be. And I know that where I'm working at now is temporary, because the Lord has spoken so much greater for where he wants me or whatnot. But I'm getting all that Lord wants me to get out of this season while I am in this season of transition. So if it means working this job, then I'm gonna work this job, and I'm gonna do it with a good attitude too. So the devil can try all he wants to try to get me off my rockers or get me out of position, but I'm not getting out of position, and neither should you. You should take on that same attitude that it doesn't matter what happens, I'm gonna stay in position because I fought so hard to get here. So I'm gonna get those promises that the Lord promised to me, and everything off the table that the Lord said is mine, and then some, right? So when you got that type of attitude, you got that type of perspective, you wake up and you do your best, and you allow God to do the rest, and just pray and ask, Lord, what is it that you want me to learn from working this job? What is it you want me to learn from living in this neighborhood? What is it that you want me to learn from being around these people? There is something that the Lord wants you to learn before you cross over. So don't get discouraged with where he has you at now, but consecrate yourself before God and really ask for his perspective. And I promise you, it's going to change everything, because even when I'm not having the most greatest day at work, I could get upset, I can get in my feelings about it. But no, I tell God, I be just in my head, I be cleaning, I be packing up the food or the orders, and I just be saying, thank you, God, for this job. Thank you, God, that you have me here. I don't know the exact reason why yet, but I trust you. And if this is where you want me, then this is where I'll be until you say anything different. And that's, be humble. I've taken on a humble attitude, because it's like, there's nothing wrong with working fast food, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the jobs that I have applied for over the months are jobs that I qualify for because I have a bachelor's in English that I went to college for 4 years for, and I did use it some after I got out of college, but that position ended. And so there's a lot of positions, writing positions, because, the writing career, got a book, I'm a writer. So it's like I qualified for a lot of the jobs that I was trying to get, but the Lord allowed the door to shut in my face, because that's not where it was. Some is like not yet, and some is just not at all. He wanted me to work here. So where I'm at now. So I'm just open to what the Lord wants me to do, and making sure that I'm attentive to what the Lord is saying. But if you find yourself in that in-between space where you don't really know fully what's going on, but you trust God, that's a good place to be, because you want to be wherever God's presence is and obeying him to the T, so that you don't get stuck in transition. That's the last thing that you need, especially in the middle of you crossing over into what's next. But focus on where you are and be thankful. Find at least 5 things upon waking up to be grateful for. And when you take on that humble attitude of just being grateful and thankful for all that God is doing and that he's done, you may not be exactly where you want to be yet. You may not be in that apartment. You may not be in having that car. And all I gotta say to that is work the season that you're in and work it good with a good attitude, and watch and see how God bless you. And hold on to the hope of what the Lord spoke, because that will give you hope on even the dimmest of days. But allow God to be your hope and allow him to give you the perseverance that you need to move forward in this season. And I promise you that you are going to win at the end of all of this. So keep your head up high and focus on God through it all, and know that you will get through this transition. And just keep yourself in a good heart posture. And I mean, you can't go wrong. You got God on your side. You can't go wrong. So that's all for this video. If you feel led to sow a seed or even say a prayer on my behalf, I appreciate it. I do now have coaching calls, mentorship calls available, dream interpretation, breakdowns. And I have an ebook for those who are interested in writing a book in the future or now. It's for all future authors. You can find that at maishahamilton.com. Everything will be linked down below. But that's all for this video, and I will see you in my next. Bye.